All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. I'm out early again this morning and stuff. Right now in Kentucky, taking care of some business. But yay, my YouTube videos prove to me, as well as the many of you out there, that many people are just simply are not on this level. And what I mean by level, I mean level of maturity. Because the truth is, if you really did listen to me and you have taken my advice, you would see your life greatly enhance and greatly benefit from it. Not only that, you would achieve a certain amount of peace in your life that you never had before. But people have become so argumentative. It's just sad. Now, I understand exactly what's going on, and I'm going to actually make this video right here about the things that you put into your body that affects your mind, that has an effect on the way that you think. We have been modified, and of course, those of you who have been listening to me from some time now, you know how much I talk about how much our minds have been genetically modified in this world, in this country, in this time. And most of us just don't get it. And even at that, we still want to continue to keep going out there and eating their food that is full of pesticides, herbicides, chemicals, chlorine, fluoride. We still go get their immunizations, and children end up drooling out of one side of their mouth, making people retarded and everything else. And you have to understand the attack on the American public. It's coming through the food system. And the only way that you're going to be able to maintain a sound mind today, and I understand the reason why I get a lot of backlash on my YouTube channel, especially when it comes to social, political, economic, or religious perspective or point of views. I understand that and I comprehend very, very well, and I do take into account that these people are still eating all these genetic modified foods, which has greatly affected their mind. I do also take into account that you have been trained and not educated, that the public food system has all but made you what you would call or make you think that you're sane, but you're really dealing with some type of acute retardation. And I know this is very offensive, especially you continue to keep going to their stores. And I practice what I preach. I'm not one of these preachers that get out there and tell you what to do and what you should do, and then not show an example and then prove to you by the example what we believe. Do we still buy a few things out here on the market? Sure we do, but we're very selective about what we buy. But what I'm saying to you is that, let me give you an example. We've got a greenhouse, and you've seen our greenhouse, you've seen our gardens and stuff, and our sisters have been doing an extraordinary amount of canning this year, and they still are on it as far as canning goes. And our greenhouse is thriving, our gardens is thriving. As a matter of fact, the food comes in and it goes, and we have to replant it. Sometimes it's even hard for us to keep up with the replanting. Probably need a little bit more motivation, but whatever it is, but that's what it is. It is what it is. But that's like I had a family this week come from Korea, a 7 come from Korea, and they sit down and ate Shabbat meal with us. And the first thing that the man said, and mind you, he's a 29-year retired master sergeant or first sergeant from the military, and he still works in the government on the GS level. And he takes the food, he puts it in his mouth, and he goes, "Whoa, wow, man," like so many people do when they come to Straightway. And he is just like, the taste. There's literal taste in this food. There is, wow. And then a little bit later on, he walks by me and said, "Pastor, I'm sorry, but I hope you don't mind me going back for seconds." I said, "No, eat up. We feast on the Shabbat. Eat up." He says, "But this food is just amazing. It's literally amazing." Most of you will never know what I'm talking about, because listen to me. If you have ever been healthy and now you're sick, you know the difference. And if you are healthy and every once in a while you get sick, you are motivated to get back healthy again. But what we have and what this country has continually to promote is legalized drug pushers almost on every corner, in every city, and sometimes in the township, just like up here where I live at, you probably got 5, maybe 6 drug pushing companies, and that's not even counting the little small mom and pop independent dealers. Or what are you talking about? Yeah, we got drug pushers all over Tennessee up here. And you like, what are you talking about, Pastor? I'm talking about the pharmacy. We got a Walgreens, a CVS, Fred's, and then a whole bunch of other mom and pop. I mean, drugs everywhere. The people in this country have accepted being sick. And being sick is now a normal. It has become normal to them. And to think, because hope has been taken away from them, that they can function outside of actually accepting sicknesses, is crazy. And so when you start talking to them about what you should be doing, most people ain't gonna do it in America anyway, because to grow your own garden and grow your own food and stuff is a lot of labor. You're going to get out there in the sun, you're gonna sweat. And what Americans gonna do, they're gonna sit up on the air conditioning. I'm telling you, that's what they're gonna do. But that's the reason why that you're toxic today, because when you sweat, you release toxins from your body, and then you wonder why come you stiff. You wonder why you ache and you pain. And what Pastor Dow here, you talking about, yeah, but my aches and pains is coming not because I'm not moving. I promise you that. And when you see me, I am just almost a month shy of being 49 years old. And I promise you, if you ever get an opportunity and a chance to come in my presence and stuff, when you see me in the flesh, you're not going to see what you are normally used to seeing a 49-year-old in that city. Because I literally will run circles around any teenager or anybody in their 20s or 30s. Literally. Now, I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting. I'm just trying to state facts in order to try to stimulate a conscience inside of you to motivate you. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be an inspiration to those who I can inspire, and some I can't, because the modification or the way they have modified us is almost complete. But you've got to come outside of the scope of any type of regulation of government, to where they say, hey, even this stuff that they call certified organic and stuff, you need to investigate that stuff. You don't believe what you're up against and what's really truly going on. I mean, these people is utterly amazing. Utterly amazing. You didn't read about that article and stuff I did with Trader Joe's and stuff, that these people just slapping organic on them, and they're making money hand over fist. The only true real organic that you ever gonna get is when it's coming from your own land. That's the truth. Well, we are looking at a very serious decline in this country with the legalization of gay marriage, and wondering why so many people think that this is the norm. And it's simply not the norm, because it's not nature. It goes against nature. They cannot reproduce. That's obvious. Men like me that have a lion heart, that are very vigorous and passionate. We are what is called the societal norm that many people reject today. But they have modified the foods and have put so much estrogen in the foods. That's the reason why the men today, have effeminate natures and effeminate characters. And you're not going to tell them that they are off the chain. You're not going to tell them that something's wrong with them, because they have pumped so much of this genetically modified foods, and most of the mothers are just jamming the stuff down the throats of their children with this formula that's full of soybean. I mean, literally full of soybean and chemicals and everything else. And man, I tell you. And then you look at these little boys that get 4 or 5 years old, you wonder, why is this little boy playing with dolls? That's because you, mama, you didn't want to breastfeed. You didn't want to put the good stuff into your body. You wanted to continue to keep eating McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell and everything else. And you wanted to continue to keep going and eating these modified foods, rather than taking the advice of Pastor Dow and trying to come out of her and come out and go out into a little small rural country area. Don't take much. You're a family or enterprise. You could get you a couple of cows, a couple of chickens, and man, you wouldn't believe what a real egg tastes like. Wow, you just wouldn't believe what a real egg tastes like. But it's crazy what's going on today. And I tell you what, this soybean stuff is causing men to be estrogen dominant. Now, estrogen is something that is the females produce a whole lot more at a greater rate than men. But now they're causing this to actually be inseminated into the man through the food sources. So men, my advice, Pastor Dow, I don't eat nothing that says soybean. And again, I really truly try my best not to eat too much out here, because they lie. They lie on the labels. They lie with everything. You know, I'm in the country right now. I'm sure you can tell by the background. There's probably, I don't know. I probably have seen maybe 3-4 cars on the road in these backwoods where I'm at right now. But let me see if I can find a place real quick, and I'm gonna show you what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna show you what's happening. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, what I did was I went ahead and pulled over the side of the road because I knew I was going to see it. I want you to see something right here. Now look at these plants right here. Does that not look what you would call healthy? Most of you don't even know what that is. You know what that is? That is called soybean. That is the stuff that is actually killing us as a people. It is modifying our minds, our souls, our bodies, and our spirit. Look, this is soybean. As far as the eye can see, soybean. And that's the stuff that you men need to stay away from right there. That is. And so, you know, no matter how much, and I continue to keep telling you about stuff like this, nothing is ever the truth, and nothing ever becomes real to you until you set yourself aside in part and you check out what I'm saying, and you do your own due diligence. You have your own independent, you do your own independent research, and then and only then will you be convinced. Because most of you, the way that your mind works, the first thing you do is you start arguing and fussing and fighting. This is a being that has been created right here in a laboratory. It's something that's not natural. It's just simply not natural. Anyway, I'll get back with you in a second. I just hope I'm trying to do my part. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do my part in the midst of a wicked and perverted generation, to be an example to people. Like I said, I'm telling you, I'm out here in the country, look around, in the middle of literally nowhere. Literally. And I'm going to go ahead and get back in this truck and head on home. But hey, I really truly can only hope that you are taking to heart, those of you who are on this level and want to be on this level, both naturally and spiritually, at least consider what I say and see if the things or instructions that I give you in life, in what you call religion, and see if they don't benefit you and your family. And if you like, support me. I need all the help I can get. But anyway, y'all be at peace. All right, back in the truck, you know, and you know, as I began to walk to the truck, I started thinking for a second the reason why that we have a difficult time changing. I believe that the reason why we have the most difficult time changing in this world is simply because people do not have the willpower to forgive themselves. Man, it's hot out here. People don't have the willpower to forgive themselves. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Once you can accept the fact that you have made a lot of mistakes, you have sinned, then it becomes no big deal. Because once you acknowledge that you're not as perfect as you thought you were, you'll have more compassion on those who are still struggling to overcome the fallen nature of self. But once you have the willpower to forgive yourself, that's when you start improving. And once you forgive yourself, guess what? It's totally irrelevant what somebody else says or thinks about you. Matter of fact, you start to develop an ironclad mindset. You start to not care about what people think, especially if you ever get the opportunity to peer into their lifestyle. You know, I'm a public figure on YouTube, all right? So therefore, you know, a lot of people fancy themselves to be my judges, but man, it's entertaining at times. You know, I usually have fun with it, but I don't let these people disturb me one bit, who add nothing to me, who do not pay my bills, who do not put food in my mouth, clothes on my back, and shoes on my feet. All it is an opinion. That's it. They're not my brothers and sisters. I don't know them like I know my brothers and sisters who come and visit, who come for the feast days, and who are growing and who understand. Look over all that soybean. See, all that is soybean right there again. But anyway, and watch this. I'm gonna let this wander down here for a second to show y'all. See, it's big business. Watch this. Look here. There's more soybean again. Look at all that soybean. All that is soybean. Every bit of that. And these people make a lot of money off that stuff. But anyway, when you have the power to forgive yourself and you understand, man, when you thought that it was all gone, look, we getting ready to come up on some more. Look, soybean everywhere, all over the place. Look at that back there. Look at that. All that is soybean. Well, once you have the power to forgive yourself and you understand the power up again, these people got to be making a lot of money. Look, there's some more soybean. Look, fields and fields of it. And they put that in your foods, and you love to eat it. Yes, you do too. You love to eat it. And then you wonder why come you can't think half straight. But I don't concern myself with people who are not a benefit to me. In other words, the ones that are not encouraging me, the ones that do not live even a tenth or a quarter of what I'm living, but they fancy themselves as my judges. I don't fool with that. I don't fool with that at all. I want to show you another field. Look at all that soybean again. Woo-wee! But anyway, I don't let these people words penetrate into my heart or my mind. I do not let them disturb me. I do not let them anger me, incense me, or enrage me, because they're totally irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I am developing a wonderful brotherhood and sisterhood with people not only all across this country, but in the world. I just came back from Canada. Beautiful people, some of the most beautiful people you ever meet in your life up there, them Israelites up there. So, and hey, that is what it's all about. That's what life is all about right there, is building relationships with people who get it, who are on this level, who understand. That's what it's all about. Man, it is hot outside today. But anyway, once you have the power to forgive yourself, that's when you become an overcomer, and that's when everything starts to change in your life. It really, truly does. And you will truly be free then. I heard that there's people out there going to write books about me and Straightway. I don't care. Hope it becomes a bestseller for them. Because the more they write about me, the more publicity I get, and then the more people going to check it out. And not the dumb tomfoolery buffoons out there. Not them. They don't mean nothing to me. But the intelligent people are going to come and investigate. They're going to really, truly look at this. Because you know what's other than Mark amazing too? We have quite a few attorneys or lawyers that is actually in the ministry. That's amazing, isn't it? So who should I be concerned about? Those who exercise self-autonomy and use independent thinking, or these welfare mentality idiotic people? You be the one to pick, choose, and decide. Probably the reason why there's a lot of educated people in the ministry too, because they understand, they see. A lot of veterans too. Must be some thinking people in this world. Well, everybody's on different levels. That's just the truth. But anyway, hey, negative publicity is it can be just as beneficial to you as a positive publicity. That's just the truth. And so I welcome it all. I really, truly do. I welcome it all. You have a good day.